sustainable, you know. If you show your face on the internet, you will be compared constantly to what other people think you look like. I've grown accustomed to the usual, you know, all the serial killers on Mindhunter, Tom Cruise and Born on the 4th of July, but lately I've been getting a new crop of comparisons. I thought you were Chud the Builder for a second. Uncanny. Now do Chud. You should play Chud the Builder in the made-for-TV movie of the week. Chud the Builder.
That's pretty funny. That's one of my favorite YouTubers. His name is Man Carrying Things. I'm sure that's not his given birth name, but it's a YouTube channel, and he's a very smart guy. Does shorts, and he does longs and mediums and whatever, and very intelligent dude. Is into reading. He likes reading, and he likes books, which I think most people should, but anyway. Speaking of that, so it's yet another gloomy spring day in June here in Maine. But anyway, yesterday I had an interesting day, and I want to tell you about it because there's a funny story about John Coltrane, that I must tell. Once again, the music and the magic of John Coltrane helped me through the day. Want to hear it? Probably not, but that's okay. Whatever. What are we going to do? This is free, so fuck it. Anyhow, I am a cardiac patient. I've been a cardiac patient for years. I've had a heart attack. In 2008, I had a heart attack and a stent put in. I was a fat fuck, you know, with drinking and eating and fucking whatever. I quit drinking, but the heart is the heart. The heart knows what it wants, right? Is that what they say? The heart it desires itself. I don't know what it is, but anyway, I had a problem yesterday, and 2 years ago I had a double bypass, which was fun because I got fun scars, like they just took a vein out of my arm, and I put it in my chest, which is kind of neat. I wish they would do that with other parts of my body. But anyway, yesterday I felt a little thing, and I thought, well, hey, as a cardiac patient, you've recognized some of the symptoms. They may mask other symptoms that I have because I have a lot of problems. So I thought maybe I'm having anxiety, which is the first thing people think, because I did have a false alarm where I did go to the emergency room in a fucking ambulance. It cost $1,500 just to go to the fucking hospital in the ambulance. Not like they're going to get paid anytime soon, but anyway, that's another story. So I started to feel a little cardiac. You ought to know by now because you've had this happen to you before, right, Chris? Right, Chris. So what I did is I called, I thought, well, I woke up in the morning and, well, let me backtrack a little bit. At that night, after dealing with this for a couple days, I thought, I think maybe I'm leaning towards going to the hospital over this, but I don't want to make a big deal. I also don't want to miss gigs. I got gigs coming up. I don't want to fucking be out on disability and miss out on some fucking gigs, because that's the only thing I can do, as I mentioned before. All I could do is play music. I'm not that funny, at least to myself. So anywho, I had a dream that night, which was a terrifying dream. It was a dream where I was in a small cabin with a hungry polar bear. And I had seen videos before, polar bears snooping around, and they terrified me because a polar bear is a fucking ferocious creature, and they're very cute. So just like me, no. And I woke up completely freaked out, and as I was opening my eyes, I saw a figure walk into the wall next to me and disappear. Now, I've had a lot of paranormal experiences in my life, and I'm willing to talk about them, especially now that I'm near death, or I thought I was near death, but I have some more time, which is great. I woke up and I thought, Jesus Christ, that's a sign. Spirits are trying to tell me, fucking go. So I planned on taking a shower and shaving my chest, because those little leads that you put on, the stickers that put on for the leads for the telemetrics or whatever the fuck it is that they monitor your heart with, those hurt more than the fucking heart attack. I have to do this very slowly because I'm recovering. So as I walked up the stairs from my lair to the shower, my heart rate just fucking jumped. I knew something was wrong. I knew fucking Like, I am not going to be able to take a shower, because if I fall down in the shower and have a heart attack, that's embarrassing, because you don't want to die naked. My kid's at home. I don't want her to find her dad naked dead. That's just not something that is that's something you want to do, What are you going to put on your tombstone? I found him naked and dead. But he was, not having a good time. So instead of doing that, I called 911 and had another fun hospital visit in the ambulance with the local townie fucking EMS, and that's always fun. You get to meet your neighbors. Oh, you're the guy who drove through the fucking backyard in the fucking ATV. Fuck you. Oh. So we got to the hospital, and luckily I got there at a good time, and they brought me to the cath lab. Cath lab sounds like something from, like something at work. That, hey, it's on the cath lab. Cath is a catheter. So they went in there, they found a couple of blockages, and they stented them. But as I'm very nervous, and it's a procedure that you are awake for but numb, and I'm like, well, that's half my fucking day anyway. But still, I don't want to hear. I don't like the sound of surgery. I've had varicose veins removed, and I've been awake, and it's like I smell the burning flesh. It's disgusting. It's my leg. What the fuck? I can't feel it because they numb you up. But as I said before, what else is new? Sir, I just tried to make small talk, because I don't make small talk, I make big talk. I talk a lot. I'm sorry, I'm Irish. What are you gonna do? The anesthesiologist, the person who gives you the gas or gives you the lidocaine. It was lidocaine to calm you down. Oh, so where do you work? And I mentioned the place I work at, which is a record chain, a record store, a small chain, a small company with 10 stores that I work for and that I enjoy. I like those people a lot, and I like the store. And everyone's eyes perked up. They're like, wow, I love that place, which is great. When you work somewhere that feels like home and it's an accepting place, you feel good, because I've worked at a lot of places, and a lot of places I've worked at, I'm like an asshole. Well, I'm an asshole anyway, but I feel like an asshole. I feel like people don't like me, but I feel like here they like me, they tolerate me, and it's like a place where tolerance is a good thing. So anyway, the surgeon who was about to cut into my leg to go up, basically with a piano wire. Actually, it's not my leg. It's like my inner thigh. You know what I'm saying? It's a little close to my, areas. And he has to poke a hole in there. And then he takes basically a piano wire or maybe a guitar string. I don't know. And he shoves it with a camera up into this area, and he starts poking around, and then I can feel it. I could feel something inside my chest. It's kind of freaky. This just happened yesterday, so I'm a little freaked out because can't believe that everything occurred over the last 2 days, so pardon me. Anywho, like I said, the procedure was making me nervous, and he could tell. So he started to talk to me about the place I worked at, and then he started to mention John Coltrane, and that he's a fan of John Coltrane and a jazz fan. And so that calmed me down. That oh, I got something to talk about. I got a subject, because I'm kind of tismy. I'm I got the tisms. And we talked about John Coltrane. I said, hey, I got to meet Elvin Jones, the great drummer from the Coltrane band, and talked to him about playing with another drummer. And we talked, and, and then we talked about the spirituality aspect of the Coltrane band, in between. And then, when he had to do some work, hey, checking on his, my thing, I was like, okay, I don't want to talk. But we talked intermediately, I don't know, during the procedure, and it calmed me down. And we talked about John Coltrane and how his music affects people, and how his music is spiritual, and how it does have an effect. And in this case, it did have an effect. It just calmed me down, made me get through the procedure. And then I've bonded with a new friend, and I said, come by the store, But that's a John Coltrane story of healing, because I do believe I'm trying to get this guy too. It was the doctor. He liked more of the. I think he was mentioning more of the sort of traditional Coltrane stuff. 59 on, like in the early beginnings, the My Favorite Things kind of era, and I was trying to like sell him on the free jazz, because I'm a free jazz guy, because I like free things, and free jazz is free. It's funny because I post something about free jazz and people respond because they think there's something for free. That's kind of funny. The only thing free is your mind, which it will be after you listen to free jazz. So I was talking to him about Ascension, and I was talking to him like maybe in between that Ascension and Ohm, maybe Live at the Village Vanguard, you get a little sense of where they're going there, and how their influence people like the Byrds and the Grateful Dead and the Jefferson Airplane, and how that was a big genre-making thing that was not intended by John Coltrane, because John Coltrane did not live much into the psychedelic era. He basically created it in one respect. The Doors, too. The Doors were another big Coltrane fan. But he created a whole genre of psychedelic music. This jazz guy, and he never knew it. He died in 1966, I think. This year is his 100th anniversary of his birth. That would be September 23rd. And so it was very cool. It was scary. I really did not know if I was going to make it. It was the clogs were pretty bad, and there were two of them. So, like, I was at work, and, like, I didn't want to die driving to fucking Bangor, Maine. You're going to go drive to Bangor, Maine and die in the street. Sounds like a fucking Roger Miller song, Gone Bad or something. But George Jones would have sung that one real good. But anywho, I'm okay as I can be, being who I am. But I really do appreciate things a lot more after a situation like this. And I think it's very difficult for people at this time, because we're going through some serious shit throughout the whole world. Everything, like, nothing's on my fucking bingo card. Like, I do these things, like I try to project out into the future, like, what's going to happen next year? I don't know. Exactly. I don't know. Like, nothing is fucking coming up, like, on my fucking magic 8-ball. The world is having trouble. The environment's having trouble. Time is marching on, if you know what I mean, and like throughout the whole world. So it makes me sad. It makes a lot of other people sad. Last night I was sitting in the hospital room, and my wife was looking at her phone and realized that at the rest stop nearby in Portland, Maine, somebody shot themselves, and I was like, fuck. And I've heard many stories of people, and sometimes, there are times when I thought, what the fuck's going to go, I don't know. And so it's important, and as I've always said, and I will continue to say, I want to stick around to see this movie. Not this movie. This movie sucks. I'm talking about the life, the world. I want to see the movie. I want to see the whole thing, even if it ends bad. I'm real concerned about the disclosure and how that's being rolled out, because they're already like using it to like bash immigrants. I don't know how that and then they're also saying that it's demons. And realize that it's basically the plot of the Planet of the Apes from Beneath the Planet of the Apes, when they had the almighty bomb, and the freaky religious cult with they pull their masks off, and there's like the veiny face of the cult members, and then the bomb, the nuclear bomb, and at the end Charlton Heston. And then the bomb blows and the world blows. Like, basically, we're at that point. No offense. Sorry. What are you going to do? Right? But that's where I feel like we're at. Other than that, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln?